Hello, my name is Jordan Chadoff, and today I will be trying to persuade you why you should become a vegetarian. If you told me 2 years ago today that I would be a vegetarian, I would laugh in your face. I was probably one of the most carnivorous people I have ever met. I was eating meat multiple times a day, every day of the week. If you gave me a piece of steak, I could tell you what cut it was. Filet mignon, New York strip, whatever it was. And then I realized maybe I should take a little break from it. I mean, that's a bit extreme. So I decided to take a month break. During that break, I not only felt more energized and focused, but I felt healthier than I ever have before. So I decided to keep it up, and here I am standing before you 2 years later. My goal today is not only to persuade you to make the switch to the vegetarian lifestyle, but to also have you support the meat tax, which will help further my cause. My point today will be clear. It's that it'll help with so many health benefits. You'll save billions of dollars in the long run, and it will help save the earth. My qualifications are simple. I'm a vegetarian, so I can speak out of personal experience. If that's still not enough, I've done background research with multiple sites that will help further prove my point. There's so many health repercussions that go along with eating meat that many people may not be aware of. For starters, there's such a high rate of people who have heart attacks, cancer, whatnot, and the correlation that they eat meat. As you can see, cardiovascular diseases is one of the most prominent deaths in the world, with 32%, with the next one being cancer at 16%. That's half of the amount. And honestly, the correlation between the amount of meat intake and heart attacks is huge. According to PETA, vegetarians are less prone to develop heart disease, diabetes, and cancer than meat eaters, and less likely to be obese as well. Did you know that the U.S. spends more than any other nation on health care? And we also consume the most meat out of every other nation in the world as well, showing a very strong trend between the two. According to Reuters, sodium is a huge component in meat products, and it accounts for over 66,000 deaths per year in the U.S. alone. And processed meats accounts for 57,000 deaths. Of course, it's very difficult to give up meat because of the availability of it. It's so easy just to go to a fast food restaurant such as McDonald's, Burger King, Steak and Shake, Wendy's, whatnot, and just go and buy a hamburger because it's cheap and easy. And honestly, because of that, we're only going to see a rise in the number of deaths per year. Again, like I said, quitting is hard. Restaurants don't really cater to the vegetarians, they more cater to the omnivores and the carnivores. But there's always options, there's always a salad, there's always side dishes. So you just need to look at that. But of course it is difficult. That's why I think a great solution is the meat tax. By increasing the amount that stores charge you on meat, less people will be wanting to buy it or will be looking at other options instead of just meat, wanting to expand their palates. This tax has helped already save 220,000 lives just in the U.S. and has saved over $41 billion according to CNN. A plant-based diet is both cost-effective. It also lowers body mass index, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. Also, it will help reduce the amount of medication needed for chronic diseases. Of course, there are objections, as there always are. Many people believe that the only way to get protein is through meat products, but that's not the case. There are so many substitutions available, such as apples, bananas, broccoli, chickpeas, tofu, beans, oranges, pasta, peas, rice, spinach, you name it. Not only are they delicious, but they're also nutritious. Now, the future looks bright, but maybe dim. With the amount of meat that we're consuming, it's actually bad for the earth. BBC Future says that 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions actually comes from food processing, and the majority through the livestock industry. If we keep this up, climate change will be inevitable and faster than ever before. And with climate change, this will cause a decrease in the amount of cropping, farming, whatnot. We need farming to create a sustainable lifestyle through foods, such as vegetables, fruits, etc. Without that, we're doomed. If the United States and the world becomes vegetarian by 2050, 60% of emissions will be dropped from livestock emissions, pretty much, according to Marco Springman, as well as 7 million lives that will be saved. Now, I remember when I first became a vegetarian. Yes, I said that it was because that I felt healthier, but it was also because of a medical scare. I was at the doctor's for my yearly checkup, and they did the blood work as usual, and I thought everything was going to be normal. So my doctor got back and said that my cholesterol was slightly above average. She said it was nothing to worry about yet, but it still freaked me out. We started discussing the possibilities, and she asked about my diet. I told her about my meat consumption weekly, and she said, maybe, cut it back a little bit. Well, being the overachiever that I am, I decided to cut it out completely, and I've never looked back. The next year when I went back for my checkup, everything was all better, and my cholesterol levels were fine. In conclusion, I know it's difficult to cut it out, but the first step is to want to. Then, just try it for a week. Just that 1 week alone will save 15% of energy used to create these meat products. It will save you money in the long run as well, and you'll be able to obtain more nutrients, fiber, and whatever else that your body may not be able to absorb as well because you're consuming these heavy meat products. I showed you why it's important, and it really is, to even consider it. So that's all I'm asking you today. Yes, become a vegetarian, but also consider it, keep it in mind, because you can help save the world from just even thinking about it, from cutting back just a little bit. As Albert Einstein once said, nothing will benefit human health and increase the chances for survival of the life on Earth as much as the evolution to a vegetarian diet. Are there any questions? Yes.
I've heard there's a link between water usage and meat products. Do you know the correlation between the two?
Yes. So 1 pound of meat, such as beef, is actually equal to about 6 months of showers or 6,000 gallons of water, which is insane to think. So think about how much energy, how much water could be saved by just not eat 1 less pound of meat, like a month or whatnot. Like, it's insane, the correlation. Yes.
So like when people say like pescatarian, vegetarian, like what's the difference?
So a pescatarian is no meat products such as chicken, pork, meat, or red meat. It's just fish, which is like a little better because it doesn't create as big of an ecological footprint. But still, like if you really want to make a difference, like even cutting out that fish will make a big difference. Yes.
Would you say it's a good stepping stone to becoming completely vegetarian?
Yes, it is. I actually took that step first, and because I knew I liked fish. Of course, if you don't like fish, it's a little difficult. But that's what I started with first, was just like fish and just cutting out the other animal products. And then I finally went on and cut out fish also, so full vegetarian now. Yes.
What's your favorite vegetarian meal?
See, I've come to like tofu, even though if you put the proper seasoning on it, it's good. Also vegetarian sushi is really good, like vegetable rolls and stuff, really good. Pasta dishes are a great source of protein, as I said before, and you add some flavors to that, some tomato sauce, I really like it. And then also, if you want to really be extreme, you can become a vegan. I can't do it because I like eggs and milk and stuff, but that would also, it really makes a huge difference. Any other questions? Thank you.
job.
What was
Yay!
I up to?
It didn't time. Sorry.
Did I follow along with this? Like,
Mostly. Yeah.